Yo, Eric, we're over here on the paranormal hunt, and I headed over to this other building, and it's number 13. What is this someone on? My God.
Oh man, I gotta tell you guys something. You know, the truth will set you free. We all know that. You know, but before we get to the main topic, I knew we were living in a crazy world, you know, conspiracy world. Not a lot of people say UFOs is a conspiracy. I get it. You know, some people say we're conspiracy theorists because, you know, we're talking UFOs. But there's a difference between a conspiracy person and an extreme conspiracy person. And I'm gonna try to say this as easy as I can without third parties saying I'm doing misinformation. When a certain thing that was seen in the sky, you guys all seen this, right? We all seen that, right? And the first thing when I seen it, I'm like, the extreme conspiracy people are going to have a field day with this. I said to my wife, I go, they're going to have a field day with this, right? They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. And when I mean extreme, the extreme is when they take some kind of a story to make a whole new narrative out of it to feed their little followers. And and the last one I've heard with these certain groups, I don't want to name the groups, you know, that is not a spy balloon. No, it's a inner Earth satellite.
Yeah, okay.
because there ain't no satellites in space at all, because space don't exist.
Right.
So this is an inner, and when enough air comes down, the governments of the world are all in on this.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, I love conspiracy with the best of you. You know, conspiracies are fun because you get to do some research. You know, you research it, you're trying to find what is really the truth, because there's always some truth from the beginning. But an inner satellite, you know.
I want to know which schmecklehead told you that.
Dude, type it on the YouTube. There's videos there. I'm not going to name this one guy. He comes out and says, that's an inner satellite. And one guy goes, this is proof that there is no space. And I'm sitting there like,
this is the thing. This is the thing. When we look up stuff or whatever, we'll say, look, I don't know. It could be this or that. But then you get these conspiracy ones that they just talk and say everybody's in it and like it's a fact, but they can't provide proof of anything.
Nothing.
You know?
Swear to God, man.
Well, it's just listen, we all know the government don't tell us the truth. They hide stuff. We know that. But
what
made you think
devil's advocate, if we did not have a government or a military, if the government and military collapse, people who believe stories that these are inner satellites, these people will try to run this country, try to take over. I mean, it would be. There is some truth into The Walking Dead. If you take out the zombies and the governments and militaries collapse, people will try to take control. I'm talking about people that don't know how to think for themselves. And you know what? I always ask this question. I'm always wondering, and I know you will never get the truth from one of these guys. Like, you know you're lying, right? And you're just saying this because you know you can feed this to your little followers and they're going to listen to every word that you say. Right? In my mind, I know these people got to know that they're lying and they're doing it on purpose for like clicks and views like a lot of channels do. You know what I mean?
I like I said, I always like to say if it's my opinion or like, how can I just say something? If I don't have proof of it, even if I'm using common sense, or it's like Occam's razor, or 99% sure, still, if you're not sure, you can only say, it's my opinion or what I believe, anything. But I won't and on the flip side of that, if I'm not sure, people say that, and then they turn around and tell all the people, no, you're wrong, you're crazy. No, how can you tell somebody else if you don't know what it is? If you're not 100%, how can you tell somebody else they're wrong?
I know. And it drives me crazy. All the governments behind it. So South Korea and Russia, they're behind. They're gonna cover stuff up with us. All these countries that want us to fall. Okay, sure. Okay, I get it. But we're not here for that. We're not that kind of a extreme conspiracy, John. I just had to get that off my chest. We're here to talk about communication with extraterrestrial intelligence using frequencies, radios, low frequencies, high frequencies. And I do got a video that I'm going to show people. And then Ron's going to do a little experiment dealing with frequency too. So it's kind of a fun, just kicking back with the people in the chat, and you're going to have fun. So this video is called Do Aliens Exist? Science Search 10 Million Stars. And of course, they use radios in this, and we're going to watch this video, and then we'll go do some experiments.
Australian astronauts recently studied the southern sky in search for aliens. They used low-frequency radio to scan nearly 10 million stars. They found no sign of alien technology. Does this mean that aliens do not exist? Not really. Our next report tells you why.
I know there is much we can learn from each other if we can negotiate a truce.
Do aliens exist? Most of us would like to believe they do. The alien movies, the UFOs, the conspiracy theories, and several unexplained events later, it has become very hard for the curious human brain to believe that we are the only living creatures in this wide, wide universe. Most of us have tried to channel our inner Christopher Nolan to explain why aliens are very much legit.
Welcome to Earth.
Then there are those who are convinced that America is hiding aliens in Area 51.
America.
So a group of astronomers in Australia began looking for ET. They used MWA, or the Murchison Wide Field Array Radio Telescope, to search for signs of aliens in the southern sky. They scanned the Vela region, studied 10 million stars. Guess what they found? Nothing.
Don't believe it.
10 million
No
stars?
sign of aliens.
That's why we're going
The
to talk about
scientists
this.
No
are
way.
not ready to give up. You know why? Because they used low-frequency radio signals for the search. You know, the kind used for FM radio? For all you know, the aliens use a different technology. Some technology alien to us. So the researchers concluded, other civilizations are elusive if they exist at all. But don't be disappointed, you alien lovers. Remember what Douglas Adams said in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The space is big, really big. There are around 100 billion to 300 billion stars in the Milky Way alone. The Australian astronomers studied just 10 million stars.
Yeah.
The odds are still in favor of those looking for aliens. So keep the search going. Bureau Report, we on World is One.
You know what? That's the equivalent of if they wanted to test out a new, something new for people, make sure they're not allergic to something, and out of all the population in the world, they try it on 5 people. Not even on one person. That's the equivalent. 10
Agreed.
million stars. That's the stupidest thing I've
That's
ever heard.
and that's what I want to ask you, Ron. That's what I wanted to ask you, Ron. Like, okay, so you I mean, I know we don't know all the answers, but you have all these satellites, like they said in Australia, they have all that field of satellites. Is there like if you're gonna point it, is there a certain place that they're kind of told to point it? Like there's more of a hot spot or anything? I'm just curious. Like how do you point it somewhere?
How it works is, and just so you know, before I get to that, just alone, they've already located well over 5,000 exoplanets in this galaxy alone. In this galaxy, all right? But, and many of them are so-called habitable zone for, you know, for us or whatever. But anyway, with regard to the signals, do they point the only way they'll direct something is if they believe they picked up some weird signal or something, wherever they log that coming from or whatever, that's when they'll focus it. Other than that, they just have no idea. They may just point it in the general direction of Taurus constellation and see there, or Alpha Centauri, anywhere, because we don't know. And that's the thing, is because space is so big, right? So when we're searching, if they just so happen, let's say some other civilization just so happens to transmit, we have to be perfectly at that time to pick up that signal. Otherwise, we would need the entire globe to have every inch covered, like covering every possible way. And it's almost still impossible because the space is so big, the signal goes out, it fades out, and there's gaps. But okay, short answer, no, they don't direct it away.
I'm sure they must keep record of where they're pointing to, so when they point somewhere else, they're not pointing at the same.
Oh no, they do. You want to point in the same direction because, like I said, if you're listening for something, right? Kind of like the Skinwalker Ranch when Green Street went there. He went there for one night and said, "Oh, nothing happened." But maybe if he stood for 30 nights, maybe he would have seen something.
Mm-hmm.
So you point something and you're listening for something, and in 2 days you don't hear nothing. Now you just go, okay, move this way. But what if on the third day they have a signal coming?
Do you know if they have a certain system, like they do look at some area at 10 million stars for a month, 2 months, maybe? Do you know if they?
Well, what they have, and that's why I was really mad when they allowed the Arecibo telescope to just diminish, and I think that was because the data a lot of it was public, and they don't want that. So that was it. That's another story for another day. But can you repeat the question again?
Like,
was it?
Do you know if they have a setup system where they do look at something for 30, 60, or 90 days or something like that?
They do. And they do that more on when they pick up, there could be a signal, doesn't necessarily mean it's a civilization, but if they'll get some signal that they never got from this area before and it shows a pattern, they may leave something there focused for a while. But we don't have enough equipment to focus every part of the sky at all times and to monitor that all. That's why they had when you had SETI, I think it was SETI, the one at home that you would use the computer and everything.
Yeah,
that was smart because they were utilizing. It was like a peer network. They were utilizing everybody's that was helping, but still,
right.
You still need the satellites.
Well, how about? But Ron, how about this? So Anthony and I, we both have hum radios, and we have to change our hum radio to a certain frequency so we could talk to each other. Do they have a frequency that they automatically use? Because like if I want to talk to Anthony on a hum, he's got to know what channel station that I am on. Like you know those old radios.
It's like this is a ham radio.
Yeah, there you go.
This is a ham radio. I could go on here and put in frequency 445-500 and tell you go to that one, and that's how we'll talk back and forth.
Yep,
like that on the same frequency.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. There's no set frequency. They're scanning. That's the thing about it that makes it that difficult. Is we don't know what frequency they could be. If they're first, we don't know if they're even transmitting.
Right.
And we don't know what frequency. There's so many frequencies, so we have to kind of do a scan of all different kind of, the spirit boxes, how they do that.
Yes.
And it has like the thing, and it just goes real fast, and that's how it comes through. Something similar to that they also do too. They scanning through. It's kind of, a matter of fact, on this radio alone, this is a two-way radio, right? A ham radio, or you'd call it. I could, if I want to listen in, I could just turn it on, and then I could hold down scan for a few seconds, and now it'll scan and it'll stop when it picks up a signal. Like that. And then, you know what I mean? So it'll look for a signal. So similar to that too. And I'm sure they have set ones too that, okay, let's try at 3 gigahertz this week or like that. I mean, I could look all that stuff up for you to know exactly what they do. But I know from my readings and all that, it's not just something always set, unless we thought they see a strange signal or something they haven't heard or seen before. Then they may focus back at that point and try to dial it in. You remember like the movie Contact?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that, similar to that.
With
Once they got the thing.
Forster?
Yeah, I like that movie.
And they're basically sending us like mathematics to build the machinery through their specs.
Correct.
So, yeah. And then the movie, I think the movie Species too, right? They got a single, and it was I can't remember the movie Species. Can't remember now. So technically, Ron,
when she played like a hot alien woman.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, they said there's like DNA, how to create or some. I can't remember exactly. But so technically, Ron, in theory, they could be sending us a signal right now, but we just don't have that technology to match it to pick up what signal they're sending to us.
It could be that. It could be that we just are pointing directly at them, but we're not dialed in to pick up the frequency they're sending us. You know what I mean? Because like I said, and again, what we know of, what we like when we have our laws of physics and this and that, that's what we know. We don't know what's limited out there. What else is out there? Like maybe there's a whole different law of physics, or maybe we're just wrong or whatever. But remember what you were just saying a few minutes ago. So if we were on 450.500, right now, I tell you to go there, we'll be able to talk. But if you change it to 440, guess what? We don't talk. We're not on the same frequency. You understand? So that's why it takes a lot of luck too. It takes a lot of skill with these people. They got to listen and make sure it's not pulsars and all that stuff, because a lot of that comes gravitational waves and everything.
What about what Susan says here? 432 hertz is important spiritually. So 432 hertz is a frequency that people say they could talk to ghosts. I wonder.
I was just watching a video prior to coming on StreamYard with you, because I have that SCR radio here that I'm going to demonstrate in a little while with signals. And I just typed in on YouTube how to look for alien life with an SDR radio. And this guy has one. He was in the middle. I haven't finished it yet. But again, you still have to put it to scan and then see what it picks up and check that. There's a lot to it. It takes a lot of luck too, man. It takes a lot of luck. But I think one day we'll get something pretty good, pretty concrete, because I think we're gonna pick up signals. We'll pick up frequencies first, more than them coming visiting us. I think you know what I mean. Not saying that they haven't visited us. I'm not saying that. I'm just,
Because here, let me pull this back.
Sorry, everybody, if I'm like you hear me jump around, if I'm confusing anybody, or just I get excited on this stuff and then I just start spitting it out. So I apologize if I lost anybody. I don't think I lost everybody.
No. Let me pull this one video back up that we watched, just to one part of the video, just for one part.
From
The
UF.
hot alien, Anthony ran away.
Where is it? About the one part of the video that we were watching, and they're talking about that one frequency where it kind of inspired today's show. I think maybe this is the part. Let's see.
Bird or plane.
That's exactly when we were recording all the other anomalies, if I'm not mistaken.
Any of those anomalies could have had perfectly natural explanations, but the timing of all of them together seemed uncanny.
This is so wicked.
No, maybe hold on. Maybe it was right here. Maybe they talk about the frequency thing. Oh, maybe right here. Let's see. There it is. Here we go.
Brandon Fugel now employs a team of scientists, and they found when it comes to radio frequencies, the ranch has a peculiar pulse.
So we might think of this as a range across the radio dial. And here, it's as if several stations all at once became very loud.
Spikes in radiation have been equally transient.
And his cameras and sensors monitor the grounds 24/7. A wide range of theories has surfaced, including unseen energy sources,
Interdimensional phenomena, precognitive, non-human intelligence.
That's where I think we were getting on this conversation about different frequencies and frequencies coming from the ground and stuff. And you were kind of explaining to us that when you see, if I'm right, that even though you might pick up some frequency, it doesn't automatically mean it's spiritual, UFO, outer space. It's natural frequency that could come from the earth itself.
Give me a second here. Let me do something. All right. So everybody see this. This is called SDR console. All right. What you just seen them showing on Skinwalker Ranch, it's SDR radio.
I
See
love
this little device right here? This little USB dongle is
poke it a
SDR.
little higher so you can see it.
Yeah, it's called software defined radio. Right now, this cable, that's just a powerful antenna I have connected to it. That's all this is. It plugs into USB, and I'm gonna use this program that I just put up.
May I ask you real quick, that connection of the RG6 cable that you're using, is that gold plated or is that silver plated?
That doesn't really matter too much. It's the antenna, which when I'm done, I'll bring it over because I have it over there. Has a heavy magnet, so if I want, I can put it on top of the car.
And the only reason I bring that up, because working in the cable world, cable business, that when we see gold plated fittings, they have to go because they just pick up too much interference rather than silver.
No, this has nothing of here, look, I'll show you something.
And every time we see gold splitters, we're like, oh my God, man, get rid of it. Because they think gold looks beautiful, but gold is a conductor. Gold picks up interference. So I'm sure, like, doing experiments like this, I always want to make sure there's no gold connectors, no nothing, because that will pick up interference.
It's all silver.
There you go. That's yeah. If you're not working the cable business, I know people. I know it's hard to
remember,
understand that, but I worked 15, 20 years. I was actually a technical operations manager for a cable company.
Yeah, my company, I would hire my teams to install all the Ethernet through all the buildings in New York.
Yep.
So I do the Ethernet wire and all the telephones, everything we would do. So I know like how you could pick that up too. It's also when you're putting it up in the ceiling.
People don't realize, when you have equipment, you got to make sure your equipment, even the wires, because like a simple cable wire, the braids, if you don't cut the braids perfectly and fold them down, they get wrapped around the middle and it will cause like a microwave and it'll cause double images. So for example,
what LED lights
in the old days when you saw ghosting, a ghosting is two images, one hitting it and one hitting it like 1 second, 2 seconds behind. And that's where you get the hummer. Now, when you have electricity in the cable line, you get the hum bars. you get the bar that goes up because there's electricity on the line. And this is the craziest. We're gonna get back to Ron. This is the craziest. When you get if your cable wires go so badly, if you live in in the mountains area, it's because the rats and mouses, they're pregnant and they chew on cable wires for the iron.
And also, if you get a switch, don't go get 100-foot cable or something, because the longer the cable, the signal degrades.
Yes.
Like that. So
yes. Yes.
So on this right here, just real quick to show you a quick sample of this, I'm just going to turn the radio on. It's going to take a second. What this is right here, let me see something. Wait, let's go here. That's the police station. All these bumps right here are police transmitting. Now, this is absolutely 100% legal. Okay.
It's all right if it's not, Ron.
Let me just do something. Hold on. Let me try and change something here. Hold on.
You can break the law for us.
No, I wouldn't. But the thing is,
we'll see the knock on the door and they're picking up Ron and arresting him.
I want to change my
Anthony's
bandwidth.
calling his buddies from his old workplace.
No,
hey,
but this
you
is
knock on his door, go get him.
No, watch. See?
Wow.
And that's the only reason it's making that noise is because let me
exactly what they did on Skinwalker, Mo.
Yeah, but hold on, let me just do something for a second. Let me mute that for a second. That it's just I haven't played with the squelch or anything like that. That's why you hear that, because I could set this up that after they're done talking, it's dead quiet. So we don't have to hear all that radio noise. But I was just showing you, this is over here, the NFM. That's that because the police stations in New York, most of them are still on analog systems. They're not on the digital systems yet. Like that. That's why I'm able to pick this up. When they go digital, it's much more difficult. But just to do something, let me try to remember something here. Hold on a minute, guys.
And they will all go digital.
And you could, and just for a second, Eric, if you want to talk about something, just go ahead, because I just want to look for something real quick that I had here.
It's interesting. He says, they're still using analog. They're all going to go digital because the digital is harder to crack. It's harder to descrambled and all that. Because in the cable world, if all cables went to digital. And in a lot of, first of all, you could add 10 digital channels to one analog channel, so you could add more stuff to a line. But in the past, if you remember cable, if they want to disconnect you, they used to have to come to your house and block you from the pole. But now with digital, they can just shut you off. Boom, done. They don't even have to go to your house.
Correct.
So I mean, there's a lot of benefit for these companies to go all digital. But digital is more also, but the thing is, digital is more sensitive to interference and breaking up and squares and stuff versus analog. So, analog would just work. Sometimes it'll just work. It might be grainy, it'll work. But if there's an issue with digital, it breaks up.
This is what we're gonna do, because first of all, I'm not even gonna attempt to do any tests with this, not with them. We're gonna go to a area on the radio that is basically just has it's not necessarily people talking, but it's usually transmissions that you'll see the activity, but it's not. You'll see. Let me just find a frequency here. Let's go down to see like this right here. Right now, if I go here, let me take it off mute. You hear that? Right, but you see that? Right, like this. Let me see what I can do. Let's try something. So this is a regular walkie-talkie because I'm trying to remember the frequency I was on. So it may at points not work at all. But so I turned it on. But let me see something. As I press this, look. See that spike? Look, this is a regular thing. That's just 3. I just went down one number. Look, when I press this, watch. Wow. Look at that interference. Let's do it again. See that? And all I did was turn it on. It's on channel 1. I didn't go to a certain channel, so let's do this. a matter of fact, let's just change this here. Do some random like this. Now let's do it again.
So
See?
technically,
this
Ron,
will
if
pick
Anthony
up on
and
that
I,
frequency. Wait,
if
wait,
Anthony
wait,
and I
wait.
wanted to fool people, like Anthony and I will go, oh, okay, we got the frequency on to talk to aliens, and then you press that button on the side, it goes down. We
No.
play it off like, look, you see that?
So
You see
watch
it move?
this. Let's take the ham radio real quick, right? So
Just
let's do
prove
something
a
like this.
fakery. That
No,
how it's
wait.
easy is done with simple equipment.
Watch this. Look, we're on 366 right now, right? So let me just try this one more time. So we got nothing going on here, but I want to try something. I'm going to shut this one off. All right. So we're going to turn on
Amber's
the
got
ham.
migraines. That's kind of funny.
No, wait.
Because I actually had a migraine this morning. I had to take a couple of
Hold on,
aspirin
dude.
before the
Wait a
show
minute.
started.
So right now, what I'm doing is it's on frequency mode. I'm going to put the frequency. Let me just try something with a transmission. Look at that. Look, I didn't even do that. Watch this. Push the torque. See it bouncing up? You'll see. Watch. Now watch this. Let me go to 366. Hold on. Let's say 366 627. It's not letting me. That's not a good frequency. Hold on. Trying to think. Oh wait, I got this right here. Hold on. Let's try this. This is the one I think I was testing on. 4. Wait. Oops. So here. Now that's nobody talking. See, you would see it on the waterfall. But right now I'm on 144490. See how that drops down?
Yep.
Look, that's me holding the push to torque. Look. And I'll let it go.
Let's
See
do
how
this.
the whole spectrum goes up?
Here.
Now,
Let's do this real
and
quick.
I'm not on
Let's
144643.
do this real quick. I'm going to show that scene again, and let's go back to your scene. Let's see how similar it kind of is. Let's go. Watch. Here we go.
Oh, I
Let's
could
just-
do the spikes too.
Here, watch. Let's just see. Everybody, if you're just new here, this was on a video with the Utah Ranch, and what Ron is doing, basically showing how you kind of recreate it with less smaller equipment than what they have. So here we go.
Basically, when they're there telling us, oh, there's 1.6 signal, 1.6 gigahertz signal, it's going crazy. What I'm getting at is if they want to, they can actually get one of these radios and just go like this. Somebody standing there and it'll just go nuts.
So guys, if you just showed up, this is what we're talking about.
Brandon Fugel now employs a team of scientists, and they found when it comes to radio frequencies, the ranch has a peculiar pulse.
So we might think of this as a range across the radio dial. And here, it's as if several stations all at once became very loud.
Spikes in radiation have been equally transient.
And as cameras and sensors monitor the grounds 24/7, a wide range of theories has surfaced, including unseen energy sources,
Interdimensional phenomena, precognitive, non-human intelligence.
See, but see what they did there, though? When they brought up the radiation, they're still showing the waterfall of the frequency spectrum, which the radiation is not going to do anything to that. Now, that's why they have the tri-field, the meter there they had, right? Like a Geiger counter or something. But this radio frequency, if there's radio, it's not going to start spiking this. Like that. But they make it seem like that. Then when they started saying something else at the end, they keep showing this right here. Can you bring up the screen again, Eric?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So this, remember what he was just showing? This is called the waterfall. So when there's activity, if it's none, you'll see it dead like this. If there's activity or actual signal, you'll see the color change. But why is it not getting anything? Probably because I'm on NFM. And if I go around to CW or change, I could pick up the correct one or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of playing, but I want to do this again. I want to try the walkie-talkie again. Let me turn this one on. And I just want to see something because it may not do nothing. Look, see how it drops it? Now I let it go. Look, I let the button go. Then I'm going to hold it again. Now, I don't know what frequency it is. It did it on 366. It's doing it on 144. It causes it. Look at the black spot. See the waterfall? Watch the void that this is going to create right there when I hold this short. See, it's all blue. I'm just going to press now. Look at that black void. Now I'm going to let go. That's the interference it just ran. You see, so
probably
they're
what,
showing
Radio
us
Shack radio that you have there?
crazy. All it could be is, I'm not saying that, can it be something? Absolutely. I don't know. But can it be somebody doing something like, absolutely. It's so easy to spike this, the signals. Easy. Like that. And then this one, the only reason why I don't do this, because this is a ham radio, you don't want to mess around too much with whatever. But here, let me just go up.
Hey, Ron, what is this? 32 hertz for sleep and calming? Are there
Wait, let me show you something. Just real quick. Let's go to.
I love this, Ron. I love it because you're just proving how easy it is to fake the world on TV.
Now, listen to this, right? So I'm on 144.692, right? So, and 395. So this is what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to put 144.6. Right? Now, let me see something. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember I told you, see that yellow? That just picked up my voice. So somebody, and that was just me doing that right there, right? And that's because I dialed into that frequency. But without dialing into that frequency with something like this, that this is still on, it's on channel 1. You know these things, they go up to 20 channels or whatever. Here, if I press it again, look, I let it go already. I just pressed it for a half a second. Look what it did. And I could find it. I can change it now. I could change the bandwidth to start making these things right here. Let me see something here. Wait, no, that's a waterfall color. Let me see something here. Oh, wait. See this stuff? I could change that and the scale. Let me see. So I can make them real pointy and all that stuff. And then start doing that. It looks like it's going crazy. Because all you got to do is keep going like this. Bip, 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 and things are going to go crazy.
I'm going to ask you a question. I know you know what I'm talking about because you know a lot about this cable stuff.
And again, I know that's an annoying sound, everybody. I'm sorry about that.
That's exactly what they were doing on Skinwalker Ranch. That's exactly
what they were doing. Every time they kept doing it, I kept laughing. And when this guy's talking about microwaves and radiation, and he's pointing at the SDR, the waterfall thing, I'm like,
I'm showing you this on purpose. The common splitter that are used is 5 megahertz to 1,000. Now this one's a 2.1 gigahertz. Now 5 megahertz, and the reason the cable starts at 5, not at 0, because between 0 and 5, they call it the junk frequency. Because there's too much junk on it, and it's too much frequency on it. So technically, Ron, I'm just saying, technically, people in the cable world know that 0 to 5 is not good. And that's where they usually use radio signals, AM radio, FM, in that bandwidth. So how do we technically know shows like that, when they're seeing this junk and file, that they're not having their system zoomed into between the 0 and 5?
That's the thing. You don't know because they're only showing you what they want to show you. All right. Why is he showing like that? Remember they kept talking the 1.6? Notice how they don't want to show you the true frequencies of what they're in, because those frequencies he had on was garbage.
Yeah.
Those are just some garbage frequencies he had up there. They're not stuff they talk out of. They're not scanning that. How are you doing 1.6, but you're going to have up 890? It's just weird. And let me just see something. So, because this SDR radio, what it's cool for too, it's not just about listening to police scanners, but if I start it now, this is 104.3. I turned it on FM. Let me see something. You hear the music? If I could dial this in. You see, I don't know. I probably messed up. I probably got to reset it. But what this does is this picks up radio stations, everything. So you can go. Let me see if I go to. Oh wait, is it BCFM? Here we go.
And Ron, there's so many ways to.
That's a radio station here. 105. I think it's 104.
We don't hear it, Ron. You hear it, Ron. We don't.
Yeah, we don't hear it.
Okay.
It's so easy to trick people because
wait a minute though. Didn't I send? Wait, give me a second. Let me share it again with sound. Hold on.
No problem.
I thought I shared it with sound. Share, entire screen. That was my fault. Sorry about that. Here,
no Sean. But hey, people in the chat. People in the chat. If you're older, like ourselves, and I don't know if people remember when cable's first upgraded. Cable used to be between 5 and 500 megahertz, and then they went to 1,000 to give you more channels. And a lot of houses didn't work because they were off the old splitter, off the 5 to 500 megahertz, not the new 1,000, and it would just start nailing off. So technically, if I want to trick people, I'm just saying, if I want to trick people to do like a frequency thing, I'll just put an old 500 megahertz splitter that nobody sees and go to a frequency in 700, 800 where people knows it's supposed to exist, but it doesn't because I'm using old equipment where it didn't work.
And what do you think?
It's not letting me. It's not letting me share the screen right now on this, but because I want to share the audio. Basically, what here 104.3 is a popular radio station over here in New York. Yeah. So I was just playing music. I could listen to all the stations. Oh, here's something, Anthony, you'll like. Oh, wait, no, I got to share this again. I don't want to. I want to show you one more thing because this is like, I don't want you guys to think out there that the SCR radio is just because I don't want you causing interference. Don't go out there just to test and play around and mess. Don't do it. You get in trouble. Do not use these two-way, these amateur radios. Do not use it without a license. It's
but if you are going to do it, say Ron sent you.
No, don't do it. I'm being serious, Eric. You play around like that, you get in trouble with this.
Hey, we got smart people here. We got smart people.
No, you get in trouble with the FCC. You get in big trouble with them.
Oh yeah,
they will lock you up, Eric. You will get jammed up.
You get fined up the butt like that. I'm telling you. And the thing is, why I only did it for a second. You got a lot of ham radio people out there. See that? They'll call the FCC up right away and report this. Like that. That's why I don't play games with it. I know you joke. Don't. They get you. But watch. Let me see. What did I want to show you? Watch this thing. I got to try to share this again. Jesus, come on. Oh, you know what? I don't got to do sound. Let me try sharing just the window. All right. Bring that up. Let me see if I can do this for Anthony. Check this out, Anthony. So what you could do with this too is go here. Go to satellites. That's
what I'm interested in.
This is the ISS. See, I put up all the data. See, I was counted, telling you altitude, everything. So this is actually live right here. You'll see it moving real slowly. Shows you exactly where it is. And these are all the other satellites. Look, this is the weather, NOAA 19.
The National Oceanic.
Yeah, here's another one. This is another one of theirs.
As far as satellites, what are you doing going on NASA's thing and putting like a satellite tail number in there?
No, this is in the program I'm using, SDR console. That's a feature that's in there. All you got to do is enable that part. So like say, hey, I want to see satellites too. So that's what I did. So now it comes up. And like when I go back to
IT team at Skinwalker Ranch then clearly knew what they were doing when they tried to manipulate this program and say it was a UFO. Clearly. Because as you demonstrate, these signals are everywhere in our atmosphere.
That's all it, first of all, if when the old TV stuff, when they say it's from the Big Bang, the static, but anytime you turn this on, the airwaves, you're never going to see it flatline. You're always going to see, and all it takes is a disruption in that airwave and just add one in there and you manipulate it. You can manipulate it. Now, again, I'm not saying because I don't know 100%, like I was saying before, did they do that? Or was it really real? I can't say 100%, but I just showed you can mess with the frequencies. And
Yeah, but how? Okay, here's my question. Like, you have it programmed here right now for satellites. You can't program this to track an unidentified flying object. It'll just pick up whatever, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, they distinctly tried to say on Skinwalker Ranch, the interference was from an unidentified fly. How would they know that? That would be impossible.
they don't. They just said that.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
don't
It
know.
would be impossible.
That could have been a kid
Could have been anything.
using a push-to-talk phone, going
Yeah.
by on a bike, going, "Hey, what's going on?" It caused interference.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. That's
Yeah,
that,
yeah. It's just for TV. That's all it is.
I hate that.
And with this, what I like is because this is actually really accurate, and it's like right now it's telling us, the elevation, it's 32 degrees. The altitude, right now, the ISS is at 261.59 miles above the Earth. But this is accurate. It's showing you here. It'll be over me in 13 minutes and 21 seconds. That's what this clock is up here. It's telling me where I am, and it's going to tell me it's going to be right over me in 13 minutes. And that's just some of the stuff. There's so much more you could do with this.
And that's why, Ron, when you came by me and we were filming UFOs and we were telling everybody that we know exactly when the ISS is going to be over us. We have apps
wait a
that tell
minute.
us exactly where it is.
Sorry about that. I thought I got to show you. I forgot it opened up a second screen. You're not seeing what I'm seeing here.
No, we seen what you were seeing.
You seen this.
That we didn't see.
See,
We
that's
saw
what
the
I mean, because I didn't realize
radio.
it opened a second window and I was sharing window. This is the live right here, ISS. This whole time I thought you guys were seeing this.
Oh,
No, we didn't see that.
No, but here, this is live. Here's the data. See, altitude, everything. You could keep adding more. Here's all the satellites up here. Look, this is the National Ocean. That's one of them, like I was just doing. So I'll do it again quickly because I thought you guys seen it. Here's another satellite, all the tracking. But I'm going back to the ISS right here. So it's showing here on this track, because they circle it, that it'll be over me now in 12 minutes and 5 seconds.
hey Ron, can you answer this question? We need to have a license to use a radio. Does that apply to the ones that they sell at Target and Walmart?
Gloria and Eileen, I'm glad you asked that question. So Eric, can you make me big for a second here?
You got it.
Please. Thank you. So when you go to a Target or something, or wherever, Best Buy, and you see, let me get my eyes out here so I can focus on it, like a Cobra. So I have although I got a pair of these. Now, these are regular walkie-talkies that they probably, some of them have 12 channels, some have 20. And if you want to talk with somebody else, you just go on the channel you want, whichever one's the clearest, and you can use these. You can use these. That's not a problem, right? When you have something like this is an actual, it's a transmitter and it's a transceiver and a receiver. It transmits and receives. It's a ham radio. This is what amateur radio operators use, right? Now, this is just one I have bought. They have big, expensive ones. To use this, you can use it to listen. You can listen to everything, and you could transmit in an absolute emergency. But if you want to talk over it and get a frequency, somebody, and they're like 100 miles away, and you want to talk to them, you need to get, I think it's the technician license. There's 3 separate levels of license. You only need one, and that's a technician. It's simple to get a little bit of studying. It's like $20 to test, but you need that. If you start trying to talk with people, you need to get a call sign from the FCC, which is simple to get, but you have to prove that you passed the test and you have a license. If you just start using that and people start reporting that, the FCC will triangulate your location, and they go on what's called a fox hunt, and they'll find you, and you'll get fined big time. And I hope not. I'm not doing that.
Oh God, Ron.
As a ones from the store, you can use these, but if you're causing interference, like let's say there's other people using walkie-talkies, just change your channel until you have one that you and your friend or whoever is on. That's it. But you can buy these. That's it.
Ron's not
Point to
kidding, guys.
point is one thing, but when you're bouncing off a repeater without a ham radio license, forget it.
No,
Ron,
I'm
do
not
they
kidding.
still give you,
These are-
they still give you the
these
little
are
the
all
card?
frequencies I have. These are all frequencies that I check out, all repeaters.
You got
that
the
I
little
connect
ID
to.
card you got to carry still? They give you. They give you a little
No, they
license.
send you stuff like that, but basically it's like when you're gonna transmit, it's like this is KLPXY, like that. You have to say your call sign, and there's an etiquette you have to use. There's some people, it's very important, and there's some people that take it real serious. But look at it, the World Trade Center, the amateur radio people were the ones that end up saving a lot of lives too, because they're the ones that their stuff was working. They were helping out everybody when everything else was knocked down and knocked offline. The amateur radios were working.
But you ain't kidding about the FCC. You can't mess with the FCC because as a technical operations manager, every single year we got to submit our files to the FCC because they look at our frequency to make sure we never went over. And you had to be above 98.2%. And for whatever reason, if you had a dip due to anything, you got to have explanation on why, what you did, and how you can fix it. Because the fines that you could get is not fines you want. I could literally bankrupt the company if we did not do the FCC properly right. I mean, it's a big, huge thing in the communication companies.
Let me see something. I just want to try one more thing.
Hey, Ron, what does this mean? I got the I'm in from Ron and Anthony, but Eric still got to get Eric on board. What? What's I'm in? What do you guys do that I'm not on board with?
I'm lost on that one. I don't know why. It's going over my head. I don't know why. I have a feeling. I don't know. I think it's probably an Italian kind of a thing. I don't know why, or maybe how we talk. Maybe I'm wrong. But I want to just see if I
just want to
could
be on board with you guys.
Yeah. I'm gonna look something up real quick, and I want to share because I just want to show something else with these SCR radios. I'm not gonna do no more interference, but what is the military ban on SCR radio? Let's try this. I'm trying to look for the frequency.
What is this here? Mike Johnson said XM4810359 is my old citizen band CB license. You can use this band for free now.
Yeah, let me see something. Airband. What?
What did the fax say? What? Man, I'm lost. I don't know what he's talking about. What did the fax say? This must be a New York thing. I don't know. Okay, Ron, here's a good question for you. David Martin asked, what about UHF and HF?
What? Wait, you both said something.
David Martin wrote, what about UHF and HF?
All right, I knew that was going to come up, so I'm going to read you the direct stuff right here, so I don't like stutter and screw it. Right? UHF. A matter of fact, how about we do this? So they could just. I'll just say it. UHF is ultra high frequency. It's between 300 megahertz and 3 gigahertz. UHF radio waves propagate mainly by line of sight. They are blocked by hills. That's like these little radios. They're line of sight. If you get like a house in front of you, it's going to be difficult. Yeah. So, and so when you're going to buy them and they tell you, 20-mile thing, that's if you're on a flat plane and you're 20 miles away.
Point to point.
Yes. But the UHF, it's good for line of sight. They're blocked by hills and large buildings. They are used also for television broadcasts and cell phone satellite communication, including GPS, radio service, and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. VHF is frequencies immediately below VHF are denoted high frequency. That's HF. This is also used for FM radio broadcasts and television broadcasts and two-way land mobile radio systems. HF, high frequency. The HF band is a major part of the shortwave band of frequencies. So communication at these frequencies is often called shortwave radio. Yeah, that's it's aviation. That's what I was just looking up so I could play it for you. It's the aviation. You could pick up the airports, government time stations, weather stations, amateur radio, citizen band services. So that's what the HF is for. And that's what I was just looking up, because you can see when you go on this SCR radio, you'll see on the bottom, and it'll show you what frequency you got to be at, but it shows you military band. And then as you keep going, it'll tell you like it's like that's from the airplanes, like the air band, like that, and those you don't mess with. So that's what I was looking up for you, but time is running out. We could do this some other time.
It's so interesting. I mean, there's so much. It's so much, and I thought this is, we all thought this is important. It's because it's easy to fake people. Look at this spike. Look at that spike. Anybody can create a spike. Simple equipment you can do to create spikes.
Yep. I remember, you've seen that. And that's why I picked frequencies that are not where they're transmitting, because I just did that as an example, but that's why I did it super fast. I'm not trying to get fined here. I'm not trying to do something to disrupt people or anything, but that's why I chose things that's not where people are transmitting. But that can be done on all of them. All of them. And it doesn't mean like, and I'm not going to do it. Remember before I showed you, I said, and you didn't hear it. I thought you guys could. It was the police stations I was listening to right at the beginning. And let me see something if I could share it this time. Let's try. Share with audio. Nope, it's not letting me for some reason. I share this thing. But even with the police ones, you can't transmit to that, right? You need the right crystal and everything in your radio and all that to be on their network, on their analog system. But even if I press the button, you would still see all those waves go up and down because it's causing interference. Not that it's messing with them, but it still does. It's what's being picked up. So what they're showing you may not be sending interference all out around you, but right there to your antenna, it's doing all those spikes. That's why when I seen that on TV, all I kept thinking, and this is off, was as he's doing it, somebody's behind Travis going like this, pressing a button.
Agreed. Just to get the
and
shot.
I always thought it was Travis, because did you notice every time Travis is gone, they never get the signal. As soon as he's back, the signal appears all the time.
26 years ago, I wanted to mess with my brother. So, like, this might not be funny to some people, but we are huge X-Files fans. And every Friday, it was like a big event. We watch X-Files. So he's watching in his house. So I wanted him to not watch it clear. So I went outside and I had this old corroded gold splitter I got from a job. And I took his splitter off, replaced it. So he couldn't, because Channel 13, when X-Files was on a low frequency, and I knew it would look like crap when he tried to watch it. I remember him calling me up, dude, I can't watch the X-Files. It's messing up on my end. And I did it. And I never told him, I go, I'll fix it. But it's so easy to mess with people with this stuff, Ron. It's so easy with old rusted equipment. I did it on my own brother so he couldn't watch a TV show back in the day. Now digital is different because it either works or it doesn't. But so Ron, what did you? Oh yeah, you said you're an IT person. So I'm saying is, like, did you go to school to learn all this, or you learn all this on your own? Like, you researched this all on your own?
Repeat that. I was just replying to.
How did you learn all this about the frequencies, playing with all the ham radios and all that? Did you go to school? Because you're an IT guy. Was this part of your schooling?
But no, just like IT, I got into IT. Before I got to IT, I was in the mailroom, and what I did was every day my supervisor went to lunch, I would jump on his computer and break it every day. He would come back and flip out until he caught me, made me give him money so he could buy one of the company's used computers. and everything was self-taught. I took a couple little courses here and there or whatever, but throughout my IT career, it was all self-taught. And the radios, everything too. Because I read and then I'll study and all that. But I didn't. I had a couple of certifications because when I went to work at certain companies, you needed the certification. It didn't matter that I knew more than their own engineers. That mattered, the paper. So I had to go get that stuff, the Microsoft, certified systems engineer and all that back in the day. That's when we were using Windows NT.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Debbie Wilson, PhD. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're going on about in the chat. Maybe you can elaborate for us. If you'd be kind enough to elaborate, we would greatly appreciate it.
I already said inner circle requirement.
I don't know what any of that means, ma'am.
Deem me expected. I have not been harsh. I am fair, but fair. I think it's
You guys are going to Gettysburg this year? Hey, Brown Girls.
Terry was talking to me last week about this. I would love to go to Gettysburg.
The Paranormal Detectives. Who are those guys?
That's our other channel, Ron and I.
Another channel? Paranormal Detectives? The guys look like you? Are they clones?
Go ahead, let's observe. Ma'am, I have no idea what you're talking about. My apologies. Again, if you'd like to elaborate on what you're trying to let us know, I'd be more than happy to try to assist you.
Birds.
I know a lot about Gettysburg, because I used to live 10 minutes away from Gettysburg. Location. But beyond that, I think today was so interesting. I think what Ron kind of proved that when you watch shows like Skinwalker Ranch, and when they try to say, look at these weird phenomena with these spikes of the frequency, it's got to be a UFO. No, they don't. Maybe. We're not saying it's not.
Not saying it can't be.
Can't be.
But the odds.
The odds are always against you. And right before we go, what do we got coming up, gentlemen? Ron, what do you got coming up?
We have tomorrow the weekend warm up.
Can't wait.
Let me just bring it up real quick.
I got it right here.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. So tomorrow, and Jim, he'll probably come by. Eric will probably come by, but he'll do a hit and run, like, hey, hi, bye.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
That.
I knew that was coming.
I can't wait. I can't wait for your crap. When you say, the thing is, Ron, if it was at 9 o'clock, I could be good. Then I'm going to move the show to 9 o'clock when you mess up like that. Just watch, bro. Watch. But anyway, so tomorrow I was talking to Anthony about something and he wasn't aware of, and I showed him this report from 1967. And I don't know if you watched the video I told you of mine, Anthony.
I fell asleep like 25 minutes after.
Well, you should watch my video. But we're going to talk about something kind of like where how they want to keep peace, but using the war machine and using like something like talking about like false flag operations way back when. You'll see tomorrow. It'll be pretty cool. It's interesting stuff. And, the show usually goes wherever it goes. But I advise you to, Anthony, what the hell video is it of mine?
I actually have it if you want me to pull it up.
Yeah, because so I want them to get familiar. We could pull it up tomorrow, you think, or whatever, or they could watch it. You know which one it was, what he said?
I'm getting it right now.
Thank you.
UFO threat scenario mentioned in 1967 report.
Was that the title I put?
Yes, you did. What I'll do is copy the link and drop it in the chat for everyone. So this video here on Ron's channel will give everybody an idea for tomorrow night. So go check out this video on Cosmic Neighbors. and you'll have an idea tomorrow night what we're going to be discussing.
Then on this other channel, Parallel Dimensions.
Yeah, with the
Wow.
Earth that looks like a butt crack. Thanks,
Yeah.
Andy. Thanks, Andy.
No, it looks like a fly too.
Andy says to me yesterday, I would love to make a thumbnail. I haven't done one.
Hold on a second. No. I'm not gonna. I don't want to say the wrong thing because I don't want to get taken down. That is not a shape of a butt crack. That's the shape of something else. A butt crack's more
That's what I
round.
said yesterday.
It's a camel toe, but I'm trying to be nice.
Like
camel toe.
We're gonna do. It's a
Andy
moose.
created that?
It's a moose knuckle.
We actually enjoy it. I say leave it like that.
We're trying to.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, again, Debbie, I don't know if it's a joke in the chat with this person just ranting and raving. Nobody knows what this person's talking about.
You know what that is.
Yeah.
It's an imposter.
Yeah.
You know what that is. That's
So we go ahead and ixnay the vixnay on that Zinyin snay. Parallel Dimensions this week, and a lot of people are into that. A lot of people wanted to have this discussion, so we will do that this weekend. With that being said, there's also a brand new UFO video up on my channel that just got dropped. It's probably only got a handful of views, but please go check this one out. It's pretty cool. It's very short, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, and I just sent Eric the link to tomorrow night's show.
Too much
and I'm going to say it now. I'm going to send him the email again because I forgot to put 7 p.m. Eastern, and he would use that. Oh, I thought you meant 7 p.m. Pacific.
Let me ask everybody this. Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday. Would everybody rather me move my show to 5 o'clock instead of 6, being the Super Bowl starts 6:30? We're only going to go from an hour, so we'll go from 5 to 6. Is everybody cool with that for Sunday, or do you want to just leave it at 6?
I think personally 5 to 6 technically is better because I know I'm throwing a big party. I always do Super Bowl party. That's my holiday, baby. Super Bowl's holiday.
I even put the date 2/10/2023 at 7 p.m. So Eric can't come out with nothing, but that's all right, Eric.
After the show, gentlemen, I have to talk with you about something, so don't disappear, everybody. I need you guys for 5 minutes. After
and one more thing, casual ladies and Elena and all that. You said, I hope that Ron does a show on using the radio and all that. I promise you, I'm just in the middle of something real hectic. In a couple weeks, I promise I'll do it. I'll do something for you like that. Or I'll at least send you a couple of really good links that it'll tell you everything.
And real quick, we don't want to be disrespectful to anybody on this channel. You know, it's open to anybody that's can maintain their composure and be respectful in the chat. That PhD person that was in the chat, I seen her saying that she knew Cat 1137 and a few other people. Do you people in the chat know who this person is? Because we don't want to block anybody like that. But this person didn't seem
they're saying some weird stuff.
And I forgot to mention one last thing. Tomorrow I'm premiering on a live show. Tomorrow I'm premiering. How did Corey Good ever represent the UFO community?
Corey No Good.
Look what Kat says. Kat said, nope. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, all right, good. Okay.
You know what that is.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. I don't want to be rude to anybody.
So that's tomorrow, and that's
thank you, everyone.
And of course, Saturday I has not uploaded yet. There's going to be an interview with Tex from Tex Front Porch, and I'm actually working on another an interview in 2 hours with somebody from the chat, Angel Wings. I'm going to be seeing here about 2 hours. She's going to tell me her story.
Yes,
so,
Angel
exciting stuff. Exciting stuff.
Get ready.
So beyond that, everybody have a good day. Have fun. No, don't let the noise. Don't let other people bring you down. We know there's people invading people's channels, saying the wrong thing on purpose. Don't let the noise get to you.
Just have grape Sour Patch Kids.
Yes,
they're great.
And if you ever want to feel good, go back to Anthony's picture of that planet. I mean, that's marvelous.
And go right in the middle.
Wow. Wow. We'll see you guys later.